April 2024. I am greeting you from Ketchikan. Happy Friday. Hope you have a great weekend planned. I'm continuing on part 2 on Psalm 91. The Lord has just driven this into my heart that people need to embrace Psalm 91 as their hedge of protection. And what he said today is something he put me in remembrance of. I don't know if you know who Corrie ten Boom is, but Corrie ten Boom was a Dutch woman and with her family in Holland during World War II. And they had, there's a very famous book that she wrote called The Hiding Place. And they sequestered a number of Jews and kept them protected from the Nazis for years until they were finally discovered. And ultimately she served time with her sister in one of the concentration camps. Her sister died and Corrie was ultimately released and has written many books about that whole experience. But what she said about prayer, which I believe is so important about Psalm 91, is she said, make prayer the key to your morning and the lock at night. So begin your day and end your day. Well, as the Lord has just been compelling me to embrace Psalm 91 and share that message with you, he said, I want you to make Psalm 91 the key to your morning and the lock at night. So not just speak it over your household once a day, but do it twice a day, in the morning, in the evening. This is a universal psalm of protection. It's also known as the soldier's psalm. And it is so powerful that even there is documentation even today of different infantries that have Psalm 91. They speak it over themselves and they have remarkable results in battle. One particular infantry in World War I was called the 91st Brigade. And their leader happened to be a very strong Christian. And he gave every one of his troops a small card with Psalm 91 printed on it, and they recited it daily. And they ultimately were engaged in 3 of the bloodiest battles of World War III. Now, there were many other troops, infantries involved in these battles, but the 91st Brigade was reported not to have one single casualty related to combat in World War I, while other infantry's American troops had severe 90% casualties in this bloody war. So I just share that with you. I've put some links in my notes that you can find at lesliebecker.org under blogs. All the recordings are there. All the notes are there. So if you're interested in learning a little bit more about this, go there. But let's talk today about verses 4, 5, and 6. And the Lord pulled out a few little things here. So verse 4 of 91 says, he shall cover you with his feathers. He's covering us with his feathers, and under his wings shall you trust. His truth shall be thy shield. What is shield? It protects you. And buckler. Well, buckler's not a word we use very much today in our English language, but when you look it up, as a noun, it means a shield or defensive armor. As a verb, it means to support and to defend. But if you look up the word buckler in the Old Testament, in the concordance, in the Hebrew, it means something surrounding a person. So think about it as the Spirit of God surrounding you for protection. He has a hedge of protection around you. He is your buckler. So I think that's pretty exciting because I like to know that I've got something protecting me when I go out and come in. Verse 5 says, thou shalt not be afraid of the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flies by day. And it references Job chapter 5, verses 19 through 23. Well, I'm only going to read Job 5:19. And it says, he shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, yet in 7 there shall no evil touch thee. So it's just a continual. God constantly reconfirms his word throughout the Bible. So that's a really exciting passage that I wasn't totally familiar with. I knew that there was something about protection in Job, but I didn't know this specific passage. So I share that with you. 6 troubles, we are protected. He's going to deliver us, and no evil will touch us in 7. So that's great to know. In verse 6, it says, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness. Now, boy, don't we know a lot about pestilence We've experienced that over the last 4 years, all of these waves of epidemics and all these different things that we're hearing a lot of things about. Nor for the destruction that lays waste at noonday. Well, let's talk a little bit more about pestilence. It's two things. It's a physical thing because it affects us physically as a contagious disease, but it's also a moral thing. We have moral pestilence in our world right now. There is so much corruption and destruction that is leading to that basically destroys our happiness, destroys the quality of our life, destroys our society. So pestilence can be physical and attacking our physical being, but it is also morality issues and choices that we're making about abortion, about transgender. All these different things are leading to destruction in our society. So we have to be prepared to understand that and recognize that these things that walk in darkness have no authority over us if we are dwelling in the secret place of the Most High God. And I think that's the most important thing God wants us to know, is it's not just physical. He takes care of everything that we need in our lives. He covers us from the crown of the head to the soles of our feet. He encircles us, and he wants us to know that his word is so powerful, and we can speak it out over ourselves to call in protection physically, spiritually, emotionally, financially, every aspect of what we need in life. God has it taken care of. So I'm encouraging you, make Psalm 91 the key to open your day in the morning and the lock of protection over your life at night. So we're going to continue on, and I'm excited to hear what the Lord's going to say about all of this. So thanks for joining me. Have a fabulous, fabulous weekend. Remember, Jesus is Lord, and God is always absolutely good. Have a great day.